Well, hello everyone, I'm Yeti from biome Gaming, and today we are back in Animallica, and I'm right here where we left off last time. Just decided to change my bow into tranquilizer arrows because I want to try and use that again, because I feel like it's usually easier for me rather than using the gun, but it might just be my imagination, so I'm gonna have to try and use both of them. But yeah, we're just gonna continue here where we left off, and oh, there was actually one thing I wanted to mention, because sometimes, especially when playing an early access games, you might encounter bugs that you might want to roll back to a previous save, right? Or you might be so unfortunate that the game crashes, and for a long time this game didn't have any autosaves, but it does now, but it's not enabled by default. So a lot of people who's used to playing the game and who likes to control when the game saves, they don't enable it because they think it overwrites their manual saves. And that makes sense because I've played a lot of games myself too where that actually happens. So if you have autosaves on, then it overwrites your own saves, and that's kind of bummer if that happens. It doesn't happen in all games, but it does happen in some, and it doesn't happen here. So you still have, when you press save, you can go in here, you have 9 slots here that you can control yourself. You can just save whenever you want, give them a name that makes sense to you. You can see I've been doing some bug testing, which is why there was a little bit of a break between or after episode 10, because I spent a lot of hours on some bug testing. But anyway, there's also the quick save. Of course, you can press F5 and then just press F9 to load the last quick save, but it's a bad idea to only use this, but you keep overwriting the same save and then you have no way of loading it or reloading something else. So it's usually a good idea to also make use of these, but you can also just have autosaves enabled in the settings, and then they don't overwrite anything. You can see I still have all my saves in here. There's the quick save. You can even see which mode it's from, in case you kind of like, oh, which one is from my creative mode game or something. Then you can see the color, the line under here designates, and of course I only have normal mode saves because I don't really play the other ones. But then down here you have autosaves, and it actually saves the last 9 autosaves. So it's just like a backup. It just kind of runs in the background. I haven't noticed any kind of freezing or anything, which can sometimes happen when you have autosaves on in a game, but I haven't noticed it yet. I just noticed sometimes down here it just says game saved, and I'm like, okay, cool, that was the autosave, right? It says the same if I do a manual save, but sometimes it will just pop up like that, and that's just because this is happening. But I just wanted to mention it because people said in the Discord that they thought hadn't enabled it because they thought it would overwrite their manual saves, but it doesn't. So you can just have it running as kind of a backup in case the game crashes and you're like, oh no, I forgot to save, I haven't saved in like an hour. Or you get an animal killed and you're like, oh no, if I want to prevent that, then I have to load an old save and I haven't saved for an hour, or whatever happens, right? So it's just an extra little precaution to have, so that you can always kind of load it back. And if you have a tendency to always use the quick save, then it might be an extra good reason to have the autosave running, because then at least you have that, right? So it has, you know, the last 9 saves, which of course will cover a varying amount of time depending on how often it saves. But anyway, let's get going. Oh, I do see a tree actually over there. 1, 2, 3. Is that a baby one on the left? It kind of popped down so I can barely see it. I think we're gonna try and start with that, because I might have a chance that I only need 1 arrow for this. Nah, it might not be a fawn then. Oh, no, I missed it. But I'm also very, very far away. But at least this way they don't run off too far. I think I got it. Oh, it was a grown-up. Red deer brown. Yes, okay. So we're gonna try and get you. See, she's just standing there because she doesn't really know what is hitting her. Oh, I missed. Because that's the risk of being too far away and not patient enough. But there we go. Got another one. And then we're gonna try and see if we can get the male here as well. Okay, he's running a little bit, and now he's like, what was that? Was that a bee sting? Or a wasp or something, right? Okay, Lovely. Nice. So nice and easy. And I feel like I can hit them from much further away compared to using this. Of course, you can still, but it's kind of hard to see. And oh, there's a little one. See, they're so easy to overlook. Okay, so we're gonna try to get you as well. I have this little baby right there. Red deer, fawn brown. Yes, nice. Oh, but this is why I'm taking it a little bit slow, because especially these ones, they're rarer and it's hard to, it's so easy to overlook them. But look at all the deers we're getting. And we got a female and a male boar. Nice. Oh, yes. Love it. Okay, let's just do ourselves a little quick save. And then we are going to move on, because I want to make sure now I have those. Oh, definitely don't want to skip this. There we go. Okay, so we got some more titanium dust, and then we are gonna keep moving and see what we might find around here. Okay, I do see, I think that's dog. What is this one down here? Is that dog rose? Oh, it's elderberry. Okay, we're definitely gonna grab that as well, so we can get some more elderberry flowers. Yep, and let's just grab you. Chicory, because we are gonna need all of these, so I do try to kind of grab them. Sometimes I'll skip things a little bit depending on my mood. I don't usually skip it if I'm just playing off camera, because I am a crazy hoarder, but it's hard to get anywhere in 30 minutes if you're hoarding everything. I do want this though as well. These are often can be a little tricky to find, so let's see. And I'm mostly checking down here, because sometimes in the past I've found some of those rare chests that you need for the animal trader kind of right off the beaten path along something like this. They're kind of random spawns, but that pretty much means that you can find them anywhere, right? And that's just somewhere where I have sometimes found them, and they can be a little easier to spot even from a distance, because there's no grass in that area. So far I'm not really having luck with that though, but that is why I'm checking. I also see some seaweed and stuff out there, but it's not really my highest priority right now. This looks like another one of these. Yes, definitely want this as well. I wonder if they have upped the spawn rate of these, because I feel like I am finding more than these than usual, but it might also just be that I am lucky. There we go, another 5 titanium dust. Perfect. Let's see. I'm gonna try and go up here and grab you. Okay, any animals? See, it is a little bit hard to kind of keep track of where we have been, but eventually we should kind of circle around to almost where the opening is into the base, where we had those 2 little crates sitting around. Okay, and yep, I think I found what I was looking for. It's because everything looks different now after they changed the boulders, so it's a little bit hard to orientate myself, but this is what I was looking for, and what I mentioned in the last video, that sometimes I do have one thing, or well, actually 2 things. You can see, first of all, there are a lot of flowers. That's not usually what I go here for, but you can find, especially the yellow irises seems to be pretty common here, and then dandelions, for instance, but also other flowers. But most importantly, you can get cattail here, if it will let me. There we go. There we go, yes. So this is a nice place to hoard some cattail, and they will respawn, so oh right, I forgot that these guys are here as well, because they weren't in the past. Well, they were, but in the far past they weren't. So this is a little goose. So I just forgot there for a second that they have added these at some point. But yep, that would be another reason to go here, right? So we're gonna try and get you guys, and they don't seem as startled as they usually are. Usually they will run off, which is why people will often miss that they are actually here, because by the time they get up here, they're gone. Ooh, did that one run off because I shot the one next to it? Ooh, it might have. Okay. Let's see if there's any other ones here. But otherwise, there's also these rocks. We're gonna see what they give now. But I think they used to give like copper or bronze or something. Probably some iron things. And then most importantly, well, it depends on what you're after. But they also, there's clay, right? Not quite sure what happened to that one goose over there. I don't see any more. Trying to see if there's anything moving anywhere. Nope. Okay, so what about you? Where did you run off to? Let's try and do a little round around here instead of going straight for it, because then I might scare it away if it's on its way back, or maybe just sitting in the grass. Not seeing anything. There were two right next to each other. Where did the other one go? Well, technically it should come back. Or if you just come back later, or you know, save and load the game, or if you, it might already be back. But otherwise, usually if you leave the biome and come back later, it will be back where you found it, or where you saw it, unless it runs off and gets killed. But it shouldn't get, because there's no enemies right here nearby. But I do see one right there. It's really hard to see, but there is one somewhere in there. But it moved, so now I can't spot it. I think it wandered into the grass. Not making it easy for me. Nope. Can't see it now. Okay, let's try from this side. Wow. There was one right there, but now I can't spot it. Okay. Now they might run off because I'm walking right up to them. Not seeing a thing. How weird. How weird is that? Otherwise I should kind of also just see them kind of running around out here, but no. Oh, see? Oh. Okay, but that's definitely different that they're not running. I know there's some in another biome, and those ones, man, I've chased them sometimes because they're really hard to see, and then they kind of run off. And in that biome there's lots of enemies, and not a lot of like big open spaces here with no enemies, so they can so easily get killed. But here they don't. Oh, hello, there was one more. Just as soon as they wander into the grass, then I can't find them. Okay. Well, let's just hoard some more of this. But yeah, this is a really nice place. There used to be a pond like this where the boulders have now been removed. Down at the end where we walked down at first in the last video. With the... when you walk past the greenhouses, and then in between those boulder places, then there was actually one of these places, but it's not there anymore. Or one of these ponds where you can get clay and cattails. I'm just trying to see if there's any more swans, but I'm not seeing any. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah. Yep. Okay, and then, of course, lots of flowers to find here as well, so that's nice. Yep, okay, I think we're good. Let's try and mine one of these because I want to see what we actually get from them now. You can see they have kind of this little coloration in the stone. Large stone, small stone, and iron ore. Okay, so they don't give. There's another one, somewhere else in Actually in Green Hills there's another one of these ponds that has rocks, and I'm pretty sure they used to give either copper or bronze, but sometimes it gets changed what rocks give. And I don't know if Slice has made any more changes to it. But anyway, I'm gonna mine out all of these rocks and then we are gonna continue. There we go. I think that was all of them, and I haven't seen any more swans pop in here. So how many did we actually get? We found 4, so we have 2 males and 2 females. Nice. Yeah, look at that. And then, of course, we got 310 cattail. I can't really remember right off the bat what it is you need them for, but there's at least one of the crafting stations, if I remember correctly, where you need this. Where you need a lot of these. I actually only got 12 iron ore out of all those rocks. That's not a lot. But then I got 222 clay. So you can see you can get a lot of cattail and clay just coming back here and mining everything out and grabbing all the cattail. So it's not a bad place, and it is pretty close to the base, which is over in this direction here. You can see well, that might be hard on the video, but straight that way is where the base is, or the balloon. So once you know this is here, it's pretty easy to come back and find it. Just kind of follow the see right there. There is the broken bridge. So just follow the coastline, stay on top of these hills, and then just keep an eye out for this place, and where you'll see there's a lot of flowers. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else we can find here, if there are any more animals hiding in the grass, or if there are any enemies. But so far I haven't seen any enemies out here yet. But I do seem to recall that from the last time I was trying to clear Landbase, that it seems to be very few places you had to find to be able to actually clear the biome. So let's get this. We haven't really checked this area, I don't think. But yeah, that's what I mean. It's sometimes really hard to sense or keep track of where you have been and where you haven't been when you circle around. And very often when running back through a biome later on, when I'm doing some resource grinds, usually I'll come back later once I've cleared this on camera and just check if there's any animals I've missed, do some resource grinds and things like that. One thing that can help you a lot in finding even little resources like this, but also animals, especially things like bunnies or those fawns, is to turn off the grass. Because you can turn off the grass in the main menu settings. You can't do it in here, but if you go into the main menu, you can actually remove the grass completely, and that can be a handy way of finding especially the smaller animals, because you can more easily see them from a distance. I sometimes do that in some biomes, especially if I know there's a lot of foxes and bunnies and things like that. I don't usually do it on camera. But if I'm just doing a sweep afterwards to find anything I missed, then I'll usually do it. So yeah, lots of tricks to make things a little bit more easy for yourself. Not seeing anything out here. We're gonna grab you. That one gave elderberries, yes. No elderberries and flowers, but there should be one that gives both. Usually I don't really pay that much attention. I just kind of make sure to grab them, and that way I build up a supply. But I often see that people struggle to find the flowers. But yeah, you can definitely find them here. How many do we have? Well, we have 25. It's not a huge amount compared to, well, we found 36 elderberries. But of course, if you do this in all the biomes, it's not the only place you can find them. You'll build up a supply. And once you've cleared the biome and you don't really have to worry about taming animals or taking care of enemies, then it's pretty easy to just grab the horse and then just ride through the biome quickly and check if there is any, because especially those plants are really easy to spot from a distance. Okay, got another one. I feel like I'm finding so many of these. Oh, hello guys. Yep, we're just gonna kind of keep a little distance here, and then let's just double check. Yes, I have my trank arrows on here. Okay, he probably ran down on the other side. That's not so handy now. She's moving down there as well. Okay, well, he came back, so that's a good thing. Okay. Red deer, reddish brown. Now I know there's a female there, so let's just try and get up a little bit. Also, it's getting a little bit dark, which is not so practical. Not seeing anything here, but I do see... Okay, that was one. Don't run too far, baby. Nice. Okay, so now we have her too. Cool. But yeah, that's how I play this game. I feel like it is a game that may take a little bit of patience, but it depends on who you are as a player. Not everyone tries to get every animal. I try to do it. Sometimes I'll lose some because they get killed, but I do try to avoid it. But some people only collect like 2 of each species, so that if they are if those are breedable, they will breed them, collect all the rare animals, and that's it. And then of course you might not have to be quite as cautious as I am, but I also just like kind of taking my time, enjoying the scenery, and it's kind of a casual game for the most part. Of course, this is not the most dangerous biome. There are some enemies over there somewhere, but you can see how big it is. We still have all of that to clear, and the balloon is over there. So it does take a while to get through it, and sometimes I will skip some of these areas and only show the ones where I actually find an animal, and kind of start cutting some of it out. I haven't really done it now because I wanted to show you guys anyway that this is how the game kind of is, because sometimes if too much has been cut out of video, it's hard to get an idea of how a game is actually to play, right? Or how much time actually passes with running around doing all of this. But I probably will start doing that and just kind of only show you guys when I find something of interest in certain areas. And yep, I just went to get this rock here, and it is kind of starting to get... Wow, look at that. It is starting to get a little bit dark, so I might want to sleep, but I noticed something right over here. And I can't really see if that is an animal I want to trank or if it's one of those dogs, the bad dogs. Let's try and see if we can get a look at it. Might be a little hard. Yeah, we have an enemy, and I think that is one of the Dobermans. So definitely want to clear those out. These two shouldn't have anything to do with the cleansing of the biome. There are little individual enemies like this. They will stick around. If you don't find them, they'll stick around even if you cleanse the biome and all the other infection gets removed. These guys will still be there unless you go and kill them. But they yeah, they don't really count for the infection rate. But anyway, let's just try and find a place to sleep here, and then we are gonna go and deal with them, because I don't really feel like doing that now that it is getting a little bit dark. Okay, early morning. Oh wow. Wow, the sky is very bright and kind of green in this morning light. Okay, well, oh dear. Yep, I'm hungry. Let's just, I've got to keep an eye on this. That's typical of me. There we go. Let's eat. Nice. And then, let's bring something out here. And then let's see if we can find these two. I do see the dog. I'm not really sure where the guy went. He went up there somewhere, I think. Okay, that's really hard to see with the sun. Oh, I see him. There's a little bit of blue over there. Okay, can I hit you from here? I don't know. Let's try. Nope, missed. Yeah, we got you. Okay, that was the doggy. And then we have the guy over there. Very, very bright, but I managed to hit him. Okay, nice and easy. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, so far so good. I wonder if there's any other ones around here. Probably not. Hopefully not. Okay, got you. Okay, so far so good. Yeah, it's getting pretty bright. I just really wanted to get up here to try and orientate myself a little bit. Yeah, I can see the bridge over there. You can barely see this line, but that's the big bridge. So right over there should be where the opening in the fence is. Go here. But yeah, this is one of the things with Landbase. I feel like it's pretty like big. It's very kind of an empty biome a little bit, because there's not a lot of buildings or anything here. There's like the base, unless something new has been added, of course. But as you can see so far, we've just kind of been running out around in nature. But some of the other biomes have a lot more buildings and things. But it's also a nice thing with some variety, of course. Let's see if there's any animals here. Not that I can see. What about over here? Yeah. Not seeing anything. Yep, you can see the balloon right over there. So now we have almost circled back to where we started. Yep. As you can see right here, this is where the... Yep, that's the opening. And you can see the bridge right over there in the back. Okay, well, so far so good. Now at least we are somewhere where it's a little bit more flat. We have a better chance of seeing what's up ahead instead of all these hills. The hills does make it kind of tricky trying to find, well, both barrels if there are any, but also just animals. Okay, oh, I see. Nope, this is not one of the crosses we can grab. But let's get you some more elderberries, snakeweed. Let's see if there's anything down here. Don't see any animals right off the bat. Nope. Oh, but I do see a little bunny right there. 2 little bunnies. Okay. Let's see if we can... That was 1. And 2. Yes, lovely. Got some Dutch rabbits. Wow, I'm filling up here. And look at that. Aw, 2 females. Cool. Yep, found some more. Very nice. Let's see, is there any other ones here? Because sometimes there'll be like 3 or 4 of them in some areas. So don't just expect that there's only 2, because there can easily be more. But yeah, anything with a scope is really handy. You can use this, or eventually if you get a sniper rifle. See? Oh, that was a plant. It just looked like something was moving, but it is just a plant. It's just been my own movement. Oh, let's go and grab this as well. Yep, because you are important, so we can get more trank arrows made. I don't think you can make the... oh yes, I think the darts can be made, the tranquilizer darts, but I think you need the advanced workshop for them or something. Unlike the normal arrows, trank arrows that you can just make in your own inventory once you have the tranquilizer. Okay, so now we have this big area to scout out, and of course over here. Ooh. Okay, more elderberries. And this should just be some plant fiber. And yep, nice. Okay, so you can see there's kind of a difference in color here. So this one looks a bit different from this one. It might just be the lighting, but it does feel like there's a difference. Let's see. Elderberries, and no, it's just all elderberries. I'm not quite sure. I haven't really noticed that much, but people say there are 3 different ones. So There should be one that gives both berries and flowers. But exactly what it looks like, I don't know. Ooh, there's a cow. Oh, 2 cows. Oh, we're gonna go and get you. Any more bunnies? Okay, well, let's see. No, I don't see any. Okay, we're gonna go up really, really close. And there we go, that was one. Because these guys tend to, I feel like they tend to run more than other animals sometimes. Stand still, baby. There we go. Yep, I shy cattle. There is one thing where usually I will often use I think it's a compound bow I usually use to get or to shrink animals is, well, the handy thing about the crossbow is it does a little bit more damage, so you might need less arrows, but I seem to recall when I use the compound bow, I don't have to wait for the arrow to get loaded onto it like I do here, so sometimes it can be faster using a different type of bow, especially if an animal has a tendency to just run off like that. Then it can be faster to shoot with some of the other bows instead of the crossbow. Okay, bring this up, and we have a more flat area. Ooh, some cannabis, let's grab that. And oh, no, won't let me get it. Okay. Okay, well, we have a lot more clearing to do, but we did find a lot of animals here. So that is cool, But we're gonna have to continue with this next time and hope we start finding some infection sites too soon, right? Because that is kind of my objective. Of course, saving all the animals is too. But we're also supposed to cleanse this area, and we only have 18% because I haven't found any infection at all in the past 2 videos here. So that's interesting, but it does kind of ring a bell from the last time I was here, that it took me a while to actually find anything, and they're kind of localized to very few areas. But yeah, that is it. So thank you for watching, guys, and as always, do take care and happy gaming.